Hello everybody, welcome to Minecraft Maker. I'm on the Minecraft LAN party server and it's raining. I'm just going to show you something, but it's raining. Oh, what I got beasties about. Okay, let me do something about this. Yeah, I'll be back. Oh, it's been raining all day, and mobs are spawning, and it's not particularly great for video. It looks gray and it's noisy. So it's almost sunset though, so we can sleep in a bit. I have here everything I need to make a layer of the iron farm, and that's what we're gonna do. As soon as I can sleep, get it to be light out and make the rain go away. But just while we're waiting, so I did a little spreadsheet where I worked out all the resources needed. These are the blocks that are needed, and basically I worked out a number of slots in my inventory, rounded up the number of stacks, because you can't share an inventory slot with multiple items. And yeah, so this number here is actually higher if you want to take into account the pillars leading up to, and that's actually a good point. I need a little bit more stone brick, but that's okay. We got plenty. Okay, so is it nighttime yet? No, not yet. It's close though. Close. Sorry you have to sit out there in the rain, beauty. I need to go exploring around here. I haven't gone any farther north than this, really. And there might be some interesting stuff up there. Oh, I can sleep. And the rain clears up. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Let's check for beasties. So much better. Yay. Nothing hiding under the cliff there. So we're going to start with this one here, I think. And can I still touch that? No, I need a nice shovel. Okay, that's fine. So I want the first layer of this thing to be, I want to be able to walk under it with plenty of headroom. So I want like at least three, right? I want 3, or do I want to go 4? Let's go 4. Okay, good. So now this is the design that I am using. And yeah. And as I said, it is basically based on DocM77's tutorial. Whoops, don't do that. And that's right. Sorry, I don't normally play with this. I have a trackpad that I am playing with that I only use pretty much when I'm recording. Normally use the trackpad on my laptop. And the laptop trackpad, I can leave my fingers on the trackpad, and you click with 2 fingers, and that gives you a right click, right, or an option click or whatever. And if I do that, oops, okay. If I do that on this trackpad, if I drag the fingers too much and I don't lift them off between clicks, it tries to register right clicks as left clicks, which isn't good because that will try to destroy blocks that I've placed and all that good stuff. All right, so let's do this. So I put these around here to give some light underneath. I will probably have to put additional light as well, and also to make these stand out when you're looking at them from a distance. because I think that's kind of important. So this is the outer ring, and then I just need to lay in a bunch of stone. Hang on a second, let me do this, and I'll be right back. All right, and as the sun is starting to set, or whatever, I'm finished with the first layer. So we've got chiseled stone bricks in the corners, got sea lanterns along the edges, and then I've got a big thing of stone. And that's this is where the spawning platform is going to be. This is where the golems will spawn in the middle. The middle 4 blocks, a 2x2 hole, I will cut out, but we will do that in a bit. So we've got sacrificial blocks in there for the time being. It just makes everything easier. I don't have to count out where they go. When I place the water, it will tell me where they go. So here, now we go along and we start to build up our sides. So let me do this, and this is just stone that I'm using for now. So hang on a second. Okay, and then we're going to put another course up here before I proceed. Pretty much build this from the bottom up, but there's a couple spots where it's useful to go ahead a little bit. We're going to work through the night. I think that'll be fine. I won't get any spawns in here. I don't have any torches on me, but that should be fine. So now I need our polished andesite. I won't need the chiseled for a bit yet, so I'm going to do a course of polished andesite. This just gives a little bit of contrast with the stone. It gives a little bit of detail. I like these blocks a lot. They're nice and smooth looking, but they have the sort of chamfered edge. I think it looks real nice, especially when laid out like in a row like this. The stone, because we're so used to seeing just piles of stone like this around underground and when mining, tends to look a little doesn't look man-made. Let's put it that way. So here we go. Oops. Another stack of the polished andesite here. And I need a few for the villager pods. Okay. And notice it's dark in the middle here, but that's fine. So now we pull out our ice. And I'm going to use ice to lay this out. Just because it's easier. You could carry 2 buckets and do this. And notice I'm not putting any within the 2 corners, within 2 blocks of the corners here. Or the corner block of the block next to it. Oops, that's fine. Which means I have to double up one of them. Because you need every space along the edge here needs to be adjacent. Either needs to be what will become a source block, or it needs to be a between 2 source blocks. So you have to double up one of them. It's no big deal. Ice is cheap. Especially if you have an ice farm and a silk touch pack. Okay, now we break all these. Pop. Pop. Having depth strider boots is very handy for this kind of stuff. Okay. And now you'll notice that in the corners, the water kind of comes up here and then flows into the corner. That's what we want. And flowing into the corner is not a good thing, but what is we don't have source blocks forming in the corners. If we had source blocks along 2 edges, 2 adjacent edges, the whole thing would turn into water, into source blocks, and we'd have a lake instead of a flowing thing. And that's bad, because the whole point of you putting the water here is to flow the golems in towards the center, which is becoming defined as I break these. So, it's all good. And we will deal with the corners in a sec. Sorry. Okay, so now here's my 2x2 blocks in the center. I'm going to leave those alone for just a second, and I'm going to get my water bucket, because you can't do this next step with ice. So I'm going to place in the corner, but one up, I'm going to place from my water bucket. I'm going to fill up from one of the source blocks along the side. So now this means that no matter where you are on the corner, on the sides, you get pushed in towards the center. Eventually you end up in the center there. And you can't place ice up here because if you place the ice and break it, it'll just disappear. Ice, in order to turn into a water source block, needs to be sitting on a solid block. So you can't do it. You could, if you wanted to, place a solid block here. In fact, a lot of the tutorials will tell you to put 2x2 blocks here and then break them and then place the water above. Okay, so now we can get out of this by swimming up. Yay! Oh, hi, Mr. Creeper. Okay, and now I'm going to break out 3 of these. Okay, and again, having Depth Strider is a handy thing. So you can deal with the water current. Okay, I'm leaving this one in so that if for some reason I actually spawn an iron golem in here once I'm loading up the villagers, but before I get my collection system in, this will prevent the golems from falling down to the ground, which is kind of important. And it'll be easy enough to break from down below. Okay, so there we go. First 3 layers done. So let's proceed. So the next layer is somewhat boring. It's just another course of stone bricks in the corner. Hang on a sec. Okay, so next layer done. We never need to go back down inside there. The sort of stopper block here, I'm only going to put on the bottom layer, on the bottom spawning cell. The upper ones I'll do because they line up. Any golems that fall down from there and land here will get blocked here. So we only need to do it for the bottom one. So if I fell down in there, we could put ladders. A ladder on the side on one of the polished bricks, polished blocks, and climb out or ender pearl out. So after that, we're on layer. So now we need to start building the villager pods. I need to put it in the floor. So what I'm going to do is basically put in a 4x4. We're going to do this on each side. Sorry. Okay, so just stone on the bottom. You need to make sure that it lines up, the center 2 line up with the hole there. And there should be, so then I'm going to put sea lanterns along the edges. So 4 there, 4 here, 4 here, and 4 here. And then going with the motif, we will be using chiseled bricks. So going with the vertical motif, we'll be putting chiseled bricks down here. Yeah. And then there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces there. Now, notice I have some dirt here. This is the crate scaffolding. We want to put this in to help us place the next layer, place the doors for the next layer, but it's easier to put this in now than to try to do it later. And I may as well build the next layer here as well. So we're going to put stone bricks on the side. We are going to put some of the polished andesite. Along the side here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to put some stone, just some regular old stone, along the edge here. We're going between the doors. So this is where the villagers are going to hang out. And ooh, I made a mistake here. Yay. Okay. So here we need to put some water in here too. So we're going to place them along in the corners here, and just in the corners. So it pushes the villagers into the center. And it'll kind of keep them bouncing around in the center here. All right. So then we need our doors. I don't need the glass yet. So we need to put doors along here like this. We're going to put stone brick in the corners. Let me go get the other side. And this becomes a little bit of a logistics challenge, but it's not that bad. Okay, so that's this side, and we need to do that all around. So let me take care of that, and I'll be back. Okay. Just in case it's not obvious, the scaffolding is here because, and you don't need all of it, but it's just easier. Because the doors will go in, so you could place a door a couple blocks away facing you, but if you go farther than that, it'll end up facing a different direction, and we want them all to be on this outer edge of this block. So that's the scaffolding makes it so you can be facing the right direction when placing the doors. Uh-oh. So that's what they're there for. So now I've got all the villager pods started off. I've got all the doors placed and this round done. We're now going to take out the scaffolding. So this is, I don't expect to get these back, so I'm just using dirt. But you could use whatever. I mean, you could go down and pick them up if you wanted to, but I don't see the point. And don't forget, although it seems like you're out on a ledge here, you have a door. You can walk through the door. So you can always, to pick up the last one, you can always do that. And then close the door, and then you can walk along this edge and pop up like that. So you could step out and take out the scaffolding this way. So let me take care of this, and then we'll start on the next layer. And while you're taking out the scaffolding, you may as well place in these blocks. So the corners here, more of these corner blocks. I should have done it earlier, so I apologize. We'll figure out the right approach for this here in a sec. Okay, now we're going to start on the next round of these. So I'm going to go back to the chiseled, and let's see here. I don't need this. Yeah, we'll need that. Okay, so we're going to put in chiseled brick, and then we're going to put in some sea lanterns. Up. And chiseled brick in the corner. And then along here, don't need this for now. We're going to put more, I'm going to finish these off. This row of stone might not actually be necessary, but we're going to use it anyway. All right, so, and then this, after this, we may as well start off, maybe? Yeah, no, we'll go do the others like this first. This is almost done. We are going to, there will be a layer of glass on top of this to keep the villagers in and safe, but we don't want to place all that glass right away. So we're going to place a couple of blocks, like 6 glass blocks here when we get up to the next layer. All right, let me finish up the rest of these and we'll move on to the next bit. Okay, finish up this one real quick. So these sea lanterns obviously give light to the villagers, so no zombies can spawn in here, although they're in water. I don't think they can spawn anyway. And they also, outline it and give it a little bit of a look around the outside. There we go. Okay, now, next part starts to get a little tricky. Now we need to put in another spawning floor, and we want it to be lined up with the top of these doors here. So if you shift and click on the doors, it'll place one out in front of the door since they're on the other edge of the thing. You can also put in these need to be here as well. Oops. So you could also lay in those and then build it around. It's an 18 by 18 floor, the same dimensions as the one below. So let me go take care of that. This will take a little while. And I'll be back. All right, so we have the top layer in, the top spawning floor in, the iron golem spawning floor. So now we're going to finish off this. We can finish off the next two layers in one go. So we put in this, and we're topping off each spawning cell with the chiseled bricks just to keep our little motif going. So do that and do that. Hello, creeper. You can't get at me up here. And that and that. Last of the chisel bricks. And now we put in a layer of stone around the edge here. And yeah, hang on a second. Let me take care of this, and we'll do finishing touches. Oh, and we're going to do stone, and then we're going to do on the top, we're going to do a layer of the sea lanterns like this. So it'll look like this. And you could probably guess how the rest goes, because we need to put in water. So anyway, let me take care of this, and I'll be back, because there's a couple small details that need to be finished up. Okay, so we're finishing up the sea lanterns here. And the reason we're putting these up here is so that on the top ridge here, if I just did stone or something else, stuff could spawn up there. And then we're going to go and do the same thing as we did before. Notice I've still got the 4 blocks in the center still there, because I need to go and place in my water. So the water should keep non-iron golem mobs from spawning in on this level, but I have plenty of ice. But I do want to keep them from spawning up on the top up there. Now iron golems from this level, it's not a big deal. Like if I fell from here to the ground, of course I'd be fine, even without the feather falling boots. Iron golems take no fall damage, so they can fall from any height. Oh, that's right. That's right. These things are going to start melting. Oh, fascinating. These things are going to start melting because they're right below the sea lanterns. Not a big deal, but they do exhibit an interesting behavior. They melt, but then they don't update. They just become a thing of water, like this. Water source block that doesn't flow. So, if you have a couple of those next to each other that aren't working, that aren't flowing the way you want, you can just place water from your bucket next to it and it'll update it and it'll be fine. But they will, all you have to do is as you saw, pretty much break one and it all kind of goes away. Okay, next step. Don't need the ice anymore. Get my bucket, and we're going to place the ones in the corner. Boop. Refill. Boop. refill, boop, refill, and boop, and refill. Okay, so now we're going to take out the blocks here. And if you hold shift here, the water won't push you off the edge. Just a little tip. Okay, so from here you can swim out the corner. Up onto the side. Woohoo! Now, finishing touches. As I said, we're going to use green glass to block the villagers, sort of trap the villagers in here. We don't want to put all of it in right away, though. So we're going to put in a little bit like this. Oh, that was kind of dumb. Okay. Okay, and this is why we have ladders. So when you're putting the villagers in here, you're gonna get down here, you're gonna need to get out. So I put a ladder right there. Lets me get up onto the glass here and then hop up onto the top. So what this does is I'll load the villagers from the side here, right? So the village is gonna be over there, beyond that thing. And we're going to have rail track that comes along in here and pushes them up here in minecarts, and then you're going to push them into the water and break the minecart. And you need corner spots, so you need the sides here open so you can push the villagers in, and then you need the corner spots open so that you can feed them if you need to make them willing to breed. So we'll just go ahead and put in the ladders now, because it'll make it easier. You could place this glass without placing the ladders, but you're going to need that ladder at a future point anyway, so I may as well just put it in now. Woohoo! Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we're almost done with the first layer here, or the first spawning cell. And just in time for sunset. Kind of curious what these look like at night. Uh-oh. Flowing water. Bane of building. Alright, so pop up there. Excuse me. Now we get our ender pearl. And there we go. First one in. So I have this here. I am going to put ladders running up the side because we need to be able to get back up. Hello, Mr. Spider. So this will be our access to continue the build, because from here, basically we're going to put 62 stone bricks up here, and then we're going to do this all over again. And it'd be nice to be able to get down safely. Let me go kill this spider. Oh, where'd the spider go? Oh, pick up our miscellaneous bricks. Blocks that haven't despawned yet. That's a cow. It's dark over here. I should put some torches. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So from here, we've got holes. This will block any golems that do decide to spawn once we start putting in the villagers. All right, it's dark out here. It's a little dangerous, so... but of course, that's not going to stop me. Pop, pop, pop. So this thing actually has some supports. So it looks like a real thing. Not just this crazy floating blob. Yeah, it's dangerous out here right now. Whoa, whoa, no, 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 no. Whoa. Okay. You didn't actually damage anything. So, hence the value of building with stone. Okay, it's dark. Let me go sleep, get rid of these guys, and then I'll clean that up. We got the pillars in, so we're good. Alright, hang on a sec. Stupid creepers. I see you floating in the water there. Yes, I do. I see you too, Mr. Skeleton. And Spider. Oh, I mean, murder your face. Okay, well, I didn't really need that snow block. So that's all fine and dandy. Oh, goodness gracious. And eventually I may build up a layer here. There's no more nasty's gonna try to get me. Having the floor here, just a tree. I'm all paranoid now. Having just the floor here made out of dirt may not be the best idea in the world. So I may, for the plaza underneath all this, I may replace it with, I don't know, powder made out of stone bricks, something like that. I don't know. The snow here was just really a spacer. As long as they don't get too damaged, as long as those don't get damaged, I know where this one goes now. I can take these out. I don't really need them. And I can light up this area here. So all this is really, I think, kind of temporary. The flooring, at least. So we can work on this without worrying about the final design. We'll get there. And temporary cactus farm. Nowhere near as productive as that. So, what happens if I do this? Oh, you can... Oh, okay. Okay. Whoa, there's tulips here. I didn't know the tulips grew in plains biomes. Alright, so I've been recording for about an hour now. You won't see all of it, of course, because most of it's boring. But, so that's our spawning. That's our first spawning cell in the Iron Golem farm. There will be 2 more up there, and then there will be a stack of 3 over there. 1 over there, 1 over there. 12 spawning cells all together. The hardest part, I mean, it's not going to be the building. It's kind of boring looking, but they work. It's a functional thing. The hardest part is going to be getting the villagers in. So we have to start working on that next. And I will probably show some of that to you next time. All right. Thanks for watching. This has been Theron. This is Minecraft Land Party, and I will see you next time. Bye.